Here are the best waiver wire pickups for week 4. I know I said it in week 1, but if he's still somehow available, Bucky Irving, 32.8% of ESPN leagues. So in some of your leagues, he is available. I know I said this in week 1. He was the guy to get for the week 2 waiver wire cycle, and it showed. He's better than Rachaad White at running the football. They've utilized him more in the running game. Yes, Rachaad White is a great pass catcher, but Bucky Irving, man, he has a workhorse role coming to him very soon. He's averaging over 6 yards a carry, and Rachaad White's averaging under 2 yards a carry. And the same goes for Juwan Jennings. If he's somehow there, you have to pick him up. I know last week was the week to do it, and I made a separate video after the Niners ruled out Deebo Samuel that Jennings was a solid pickup. Now, he was the pickup for that, right? So if he's somehow still there, this guy was excellent. 3 touchdowns, 46 fantasy points, 11 catches or 12 catches, 170 yards or something. I mean, this guy, he deserves Ayuk's money right now. Braylon Allen at 328% roster in ESPN Fantasy Leagues, averaging 10.7 fantasy points on the year, led the Jets in yards this past week, and he's a great pass catcher. This guy gets playing time because he's a stud already, and he's like the youngest player in the league at 20. He's going to be a solid flex option moving forward, even with Breece Hall in that backfield. Now, if those 3 guys aren't available in your league, if it's a super, super deep league, 1.9% roster in ESPN Fantasy Leagues is Tutu Atwell. And yes, the target's only 5, but 93 yards. He has an explosive play in him every single week. And if he gets a touchdown, that's just icing on the cake. I mean, this is the vertical threat while Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp are out. Next is Josh Downs, only rostered at 9.5% of ESPN Fantasy Leagues. I think he still has the highest upside of any receiver on the Colts. I know Alec Pierce has played great, but Downs 74% of routes versus AD Mitchell's 9 to 12%. So AD Mitchell is basically getting benched for Pierce, Downs, and Pittman can't be trusted. I know Richardson, it's hard to trust any Colts receivers because of Richardson, but if there is a guy that I'm looking at with high upside to go win my league in future weeks that's going to continue to get better, it's Josh Downs. Next is Emmanuel Wilson, 1.9% roster in ESPN Fantasy Leagues. Josh Jacobs looked good against the Colts, but didn't look good the other 2 games, really. Marshawn Lloyd is out. He had a touchdown, 8.1 fantasy point average. Now, I would take a flyer on him if he's available, but I wouldn't use a waiver claim on any of these guys except the big 3. Juwan Jennings, Braylon Allen, Bucky Irving. If those 3 guys are somehow still available, you waste a waiver claim on them. The other guys, it's more for deep leagues. Like maybe you use one of your waiver claims if it's lower on Tutu Atwell or Josh Downs, but you don't waste a 1, 2, 3 waiver claim on anybody this week unless Bucky, Juwan, or Braylon are available. Few guys to keep an eye on moving forward. Tyrone Tracy, I think he played great in the touches he got. I know Singletary looked really good last week, but Tracy, I think long-term, the rest of the season is a guy to watch. And Sam Darnold, I mean, if you need a quarterback, he's been balling. I know he's hurt. We have to wait for those results, but this is a guy that's been great this season, leads the league in touchdowns. I like Jalen Polk's upside long-term, but I don't like the Patriots offense. 19.5% roster, another guy you could keep an eye on. Roschon Johnson really had a great game last week. I think 10 fantasy points. Khalil Herbert hasn't looked good. DeAndre Swift is horrible, so Roschon's definitely a guy I'd keep an eye on moving forward, though I don't know about the playing time, right? They were behind. He got 4 catches. That was most of his fantasy points. We have to see. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you follow for RB rankings coming out tomorrow.